Alright, up next I have showing off here is one of the other newest vacuums I just picked up a few days ago. This is my Lindhaus Diamante 300 electronic upright vacuum. I picked this up the exact same time as this Panasonic, which also came from Savers. Although I also picked up a third machine that same day as well, but that machine, the Hoover Helpmate, actually came from Goodwill. So anyways, I picked this up for 10 bucks. And this was the condition it was in when I found it, other than the cord being wrapped up weirdly. It came with all the attachments, thankfully, unless if you're not counting the optional bare floor tool that you get from Lindhaus. The only real issue with this, other than the dry bearings it has both in the motor and the brush roll, is this carry handle right here is snapped, which is also broken on my other one as well. So yes, this is my second one that I picked up. Like this one, that one also has dry bearings as well, but the brush roll motor I think sounds okay. But definitely I remember when I picked it up, it also had dry motor bearings on the suction motor as well. It's currently taken apart because I'm trying to see if I can cheat myself way to where I can fix the motor bearings, but chances are it's not going to work because these motors are actually fixed to where you can't really service them. You'd have to buy new motors if you really wanted the sounds to go away. But I'd rather not do that. As long as it doesn't smoke or anything like that, it's good enough for me. So anyways, it's already cleaned up. I just got to put it back together. But that's one of the reasons why I picked this up. So should I ever take it or put it back together, I don't know when that will be. But once I would get around to it, and if I have trouble putting it back together, which chances are that I wouldn't, I could actually take this apart to make sure that I got the wiring and such correctly. So, and that's one of the other reasons I picked this up as well, is because even though I said if, who knows if there would actually be a video of me showing that particular machine. So I thought I would go ahead and pick this up and show it to you now. And then last but not least, I picked this up because the thing that really cringes me about thrift stores is that when that thing gets bought, it's going to get thrown away. And this would absolutely cringe me if this got thrown away, because this is, in my opinion, one of the top best upright vacuum cleaners ever made. And it's built to be serviced, where you can easily service and fix these up. So it'd just be such a waste to have such a perfectly good vacuum thrown away. So I don't really need to have two of these. So I thought to myself, if I pick this up and clean it up, I can just give it to someone who actually needs a vacuum, which I can definitely think of some folks that could definitely use a good vacuum. So anyways, yeah, still happy to have it, especially if this were to redeem myself into passing up another Diamante I saw from the thrift store many years ago, although that one was a 380, just a wider nozzle. Even that one had dry bearings as well, but I don't think that one ever got purchased, and I'm certain it's in the landfill somewhere. So I'm still looking for a 300 or 380 one of these days, but again, this is kind of redemption to myself for not picking up that machine. So anyways, yeah, this is one of the top upright vacuum cleaners in my opinion, because it's professional, commercial grade. I mean, it's a solid built vacuum cleaner. Again, it's built to be serviced and repaired, so you can have this machine for many years down the road. It's quiet, unless if you don't include the motor bearings to sound really dry. It's a great performing vacuum. This is actually one of the models that has one of the older motors where the performance is not as good as it should, but they've updated the code on these to where they have stronger motors now. So, but even with not having the best suction motor, this still cleans the carpet amazingly. I mean, it's got a really nice brush roll underneath here that's chevron, and this is honestly one of the best performing brush rolls I've ever seen. Not only it does extremely well on carpeting, but also it's one of, if not the best machines I've ever used when it comes to grooming the carpets. So it's a double roll, and you can easily slide these three things to lift the bottom plate out should there ever be a clog right here. But also, this is actually a dry cleaning system to where you get this red thing. I actually have one at home where you can slide that in there to where you can use this as a carpet cleaner. So as you can see there, so like I said, it's got a code here. The code is different today because they've updated the motors. The ANSYS is 8.2, but that's since been updated. So how the dry cleaning system works is, if you look up at the controls up here, so you got your standard on and off switch plus the brush roll switch. The way you make this machine work is that you can turn the machine on but only make the brush roll turn on only, and doesn't even turn on the suction motor, which I'll demonstrate that in just a sec. So yeah, you just pour down the dry carpet cleaning powder and you just scrub this into the carpet, and then afterwards, when it's all dry, just put it back into suction mode and pick up all the dry carpet cleaning powder, and that's how you have a carpet cleaner, especially due to the fact it has a looped handle, which a lot of carpet cleaners would have looped gas grip style handles, so it would make sense for this. Well, but not only that, but I personally prefer gas grip handles the best, just because the back part here really does catch on to my hand should it ever slip out. So moving on, I like that the brush roll can be easily removed just like a SIBO. Got a manual carpet height adjuster, exceptional filtration. I do like these paper bags. They're one of the best filtering paper bags I've ever seen, but I'm honestly surprised that they don't have the synthetic cloth bags available for it. So this red thing right here, it has a thing where it not only catches onto the bag, but if there were no bag inside of here, the door would not shut on you. Supposedly you can put a different synthetic bag in here, like a Kenmore, type O, for example. Supposedly that should work. I've never tried it myself. Got your pre-motor filter with a optional S-Class HEPA filter if you want to, or just a standard like what this one has. I can try to do this with one hand here. There you go. Indicator lights. And that's another issue with this, is that for whatever reason this back indicator light does not work. On the back here, got a upholstery tool with really nice horsehair bristles. It's actually one of the softest bristles I've ever felt on a vacuum cleaner. Back here you have a bag storage right here. Should you ever replace the bag sometime, kind of reminds me of a Dirt Devil Deluxe, or at least on the one that my neighbors had, where I remember that one actually had a bag kept in the back for storage. So your nice long telescoping wand, crevice tool, and again an optional bare floor tool, which it has a saw pattern in it that does extremely well for if you have delicate wood floors. And it's made in Italy, so it's got a similar quality feel and reminds you of what German engineering actually is. So in my opinion, this is like the Beretta of vacuum cleaners, since I'm also a firearms enthusiast. So without further ado, I will go ahead and run this thing. It's got this button right here which you can actually lower the handle, and this is what I also really like, is you take the cord underneath from right here and lift it up out of you so that the cord doesn't fall on you. I really like that. Cord clip right here, and even this falls down to hide as well, so it prevents from like breaking and such. Definitely one of my all-time favorite machines from Lindhaus. And one of the reasons why it's one of the favorites as well is it actually does kind of remind me of a Panasonic. Yeah, I know they're not the same, but it's just the way that the top shape feels, and with the way that you can put a similar bag onto this, really does remind me of a Panasonic. But overall, if I really were to buy a Lindhaus, other than just getting a power nozzle for a central vac, I would prefer to buy a Lindhaus that uses a top fill bag like a Healthcare Pro, a CH, RX, etc. So I actually like those machines more. But probably the most powerful Lindhaus I will say that I've ever used before would be the Aria. And it's a shame they don't sell those here anymore. Alright, let's go ahead and turn this on. So, I'm going to play around here with these switches here. Unlike a SIBO, the red brushstroke light comes on when it senses that the pile is too low. Whereas SIBO, if the brushstroke were to be lifted up higher than it should on carpeting, then the red light comes on. But nonetheless, just like SIBO, Lindhaus is one of my top recommended vacuums that you can buy on the market today. So, hope you've enjoyed this video, and thanks for watching.